Hey everyone, my name is Valentino and welcome back to my channel. So ever since I posted that video comparing how I look now opposed to 30 pounds ago, I've been getting a lot of questions about how I'm building mass, how I'm gaining weight. But first, I just want to say if you like these fitness tip videos, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. That way I know you guys appreciate it. And also comment down below any questions you have. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well as the bell next to it to make sure you're notified every time I post. Okay, to be honest, I really want to express to you guys there is no quick fix to building muscle. I mean, even if you do take steroids, I honestly don't know the experience, but I'm sure anybody that has taken it can attest to the fact that even though they have taken steroids, they still have to go to the gym, they still have to put in work. So no matter what you do, you're still gonna have to put in the hours and put in the work in the gym to actually build muscle and gain muscle mass. But I just wanna share with you some tips that you can put into your routine starting today in order to help you start building the muscle mass that you want to achieve. It's fairly simple science when it comes to how the body works and how to build muscle. And what you really need to know is if you want to build muscle, you need to break down the muscle fibers as far as possible for them to recover and recuperate stronger than they were before. That way they don't experience that. Well, obviously they will, since you want to get bigger and bigger, but for them thinking, oh, if I repair stronger, I won't experience that amount of breakdown again. You get what I'm saying? So in order to do that, not only do you need to thoroughly train each and every muscle group, you also have to let each and every muscle group recover and repair. So my first step would be to make sure you're hydrated. Drink more water. If you want to build muscle, I know a lot of, you know what, me saying that, I'm gonna drink some water right now. I know a lot of us think water is not the greatest tasting thing in the world, but trust me, your body will thank you later. So make sure to add more water into your diet, and I'm sure you're going to definitely start to feel that your body is going to want to rejuvenate and repair and build better if your body is functioning. So one, definitely add more water to your diet. So the second thing that I would say is to add more fiber into your diet. A lot of people, when they want to start building muscle, they'll eat more proteins, they'll add a protein powder, they'll drink, there's like this Go Mad diet where you drink a gallon of milk every day. And I mean, honestly, all of these things are kind of horrible on your digestive system. And if you're also trying to stay away from carbs, so you're not doing any brown rice and you're not doing any like whole wheats, whole grains, and things like that, then you might not be getting that much fiber. Because if you are eating vegetables and stuff, that is good. But if you boil the vegetables, that takes away from it. I mean, if you're eating fruit, you need to eat the fruit with the skin. A lot of people peel the skin off the apples. I mean, if you really want to make sure that your body is functioning properly, you want to make sure that you're processing everything that you're putting into your body, which means you should probably have a slightly higher fiber intake than the average person, because you're going to be eating more meats, more proteins than the average person. So making sure your water intake is on point, making sure your fiber, that way your digestive system is processing everything properly, you will be definitely on your track to achieving your body goals. And I would also recommend taking a vitamin. You do want to make sure you look at your diet and see what you're getting and what you might need more of. But if you download the app MyFitnessPal, it'll definitely let you know what vitamins you're getting from the foods that you're eating, and then you can always add and see what vitamins would be best for you, just to make sure that you have everything that your body truly needs to be perfectly in its its best condition and health to start approaching and building on the muscle mass that you want to build. And then the third thing is to make sure that you're hitting the calorie intake that you need to grow. The best thing that I would say for you, if you want to be more on the safe side, rather than calculating your macros for bulking, what you can do is calculate your macros for maintaining and then just add 200 to 500 calories per day in order to get that surplus. And you definitely want to make sure that you bare minimum day by day hit the amount of calories that you need to maintain, but then push for those extra, 1, 2, 3, 400 calories to make sure that you stay at a surplus in order to build. And then you also want to keep in mind that as you increase weight, you're also going to want to refigure your calories and macro intake, because as you weigh more, as you build more, you're going to need more to continue growing. And that's also a problem that I've kind of hit right now, which is why I'm still at 210, is because I haven't really increased much with my eating, and it's also been like a mental thing, blockage and blah, blah, blah. But if you can eat, like, power to you. Also, I do want to mention the whole lean versus like dirty, like if dirty meaning eating any type of food in order to get your calorie intake, and lean meaning eating more healthy foods to get your calorie intake. And I find most people would want a completely lean bulk, but for a lot of us, that's not really realistic, and it's really hard to maintain and achieve that. So you want to kind of keep a balance in between the two. But I do want to keep in mind that as you get into the dirtier bulk and eat more processed things and eat more like unhealthy things, your body may react in a way that will keep your workouts not to the fullest. So you want to keep that in mind as you go on your journey, I guess, for getting that calorie intake that you need. So now that I've talked a whole lot about diet and nutrition and what your body needs in order to create the growth, I also want to share with you a few tips that you could implement into your workout routine today in order to help build that muscle mass that you've been trying to achieve. I know for a lot of us, it is unrealistic to work out twice a day, but I know a lot of us work out once a day but spend a long time in the gym. A lot of us go and spend like between an hour and a half to 2 hours to 3 hours in the gym for one session. And I feel if you break that into two, one in the morning and one at night, if you go for a good hour to hour and a half in the morning and train the same muscle group but some different exercises, still hitting the same body parts in order to break down that muscle fiber as far as possible, then you will get a better workout with that break time in between, rather than trying to go for 3 straight hours, So if you can actually incorporate that into your routine, it would definitely help you build more muscle mass a little bit quicker than it would be as you do the long, worn out workouts. I forgot what number I'm on, but another tip that I want to share with you is that a lot of people think you need to pile on the weight as much as possible in order to build muscle mass. You want to get as much weight as possible for 5 reps, and then your last set maybe 2 or 1 rep. And that is a good, effective way to build strength. But to actually build on the muscle groups and build overall mass, that is not really the best way to train at all. If you're not really solely focusing on building mass, then you can train like that, but you also want to switch it up and do some other training type routines, which incorporate sets between 10 to 15, always a 4, sometimes 5, if you're really trying to break them down. But a lot of you guys don't realize a lower weight but a super high amount of reps is a great way to really break down the muscle fibers and actually give you that stimulation that you want for more and bigger growth. So I'm talking 4 or 5 sets of 30. And I'm not saying like if you bench, you know, 250, you can do like 4 sets of 12 of 250, that you should be doing 4 sets of 30 of 250. I'm saying you should be doing, what's the 45 and like a 10 on each side? Maybe doing that, do 4 sets of 30 of that, and trust me, that shit will burn. Especially if you have not tried that before. I swear I get the most sore after I do my 4 sets of 30 days. But I also like to switch it up. Sometimes in a week I'll do one day I'll do 4 sets of between 12 to 15, then the next day in the same week, because I try to do 2 days per muscle group in my body. So the next day I'll do the same thing, and then the next week I'll switch it to 2 days of 4 sets of 30, or I'll do one day 4 sets of 12 to 15, and then the next day 4 sets of 30. So I switch it up. I try to switch it up as much as possible. I also try to do, another tip is I try to do back-to-back days every once in a while. That way in the same week, I'm burning the muscles back-to-back, 4 workouts, you know, intense, like you killing them, but then you get that full 4 days, 5 days of recovery before you hit that muscle group again. And that's another way to spark growth, is making sure you really kill it, break it down, and then really let it recover. And as long as your diet is on point, you're eating as much as you need to, you'll definitely start to see the growth that you want if you're putting in the work. I mean, it all honestly boils down to if you are putting in the work. If you really want to and you really want it, then you have to put it in. I mean, it's called bodybuilding for a reason. It's not easy. And a lot of people think, oh, well, I'm not a bodybuilder, but you're still building your body to the size that you want. I mean, technically in the whole fitness realm, even at the size I'm at, people are saying, oh, you're getting pretty big. And it's like, yeah, I'm 210 and my goal is gonna be to 225, but even at 225, that's not really a bodybuilder. Like, for me to be like actual in the bodybuilding, I feel like category, I would have to at least be 245, 250 cut. But yeah, it is what it is. Comment down below any questions you have. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button as well as the bell next to it to make sure you're notified every time I post. And until next time,